Alright, so something a little different today. Usually I do Star Citizen only on this channel for the most part, but with all the issues that have been happening, I think I'll actually make a break for it and do something a little different right now. So, since I haven't really done too many videos about Stationeers, I figured I'd go ahead and make some. We'll start out with the moon because it's one of the easier ones. Just show you some of the basic stuff. Let's go with this one. I bet this will give me some flat space. We're not going to go too crazy here. We'll go normal. We'll go standard. So the difference, standard, you start with all of this gear, including all the things in these boxes here. Brutal, you start with not much. That's it. So you got to get up and running in a hurry. So we'll go ahead and start with standard. And it starts out with you actually dropping down to the surface of the moon planet wherever you're going. Then of course the beginning part is just trying to get situated. And we're down. Alright, so here's the crater. We got our stuff right here, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see, we got alright, so I don't really need this. And we'll leave that here for now too. Alright, let's go ahead and get some frames. We'll go over here and get started on building something. I'm just going to go with something kind of... let's see, where do I... Don't forget to turn your light off. I'll give myself enough room to work here. Alright, let's see, we'll go. We're going to go with a looks like a 4x3. Actually, I was going to do frames down here. What I think I'll do, walls down here. Alright, so let's get some metal sheets. And we'll break out our welder. Notice how hot it gets standing near it, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. And then on the front here, this is where we're going to put some stuff. So I don't really need to close them in all the way. I need the other ones airtight because we're going to close them in. guess we're going to have to get some more seats here. Alright. Now let's go ahead and throw some walls up. Alright, I like to actually stick ones so they're outside the building, like so. Let's see, where's the sun? It's right there. Alright. Just the doorway here. Actually, no, that's not what we wanted. Hold on a second here. Let's go with make that inside here. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we need doors. Actually, let me go ahead and get these done here. Let's get some. Go. Alright, let's see, where is the door, the airlock? There we go. Alright, let's see, we'll go. We're going to go with a standard door like this to start with. Because it gives us enough room to get it in and out, but it's not so bad that, and it doesn't use any power. So that's kind of the logic here. We're going to do that and do it without doors. Alright, now let's go ahead and get our electrical going here so we can get some batteries charging. So we've got a solar panel basic, and we're going to need glass to go with that. So let's go ahead and get this up here. Looks like we're sitting right there, so let's see, we can go with not sure how that's going to play out yet, so we'll just go with this for now. Alright, let's get some power down inside. Let's see, do I want to go? Yeah, let's go to the other side here. We'll put an APC here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to lose the light here. Let's go ahead and get the APC and that. The APC. Let's get a charger in here as well. Go ahead and put this one in here. provide the power inside. Let's see, open it with the crowbar. Let's go ahead and get actually, you know what? Let's do I'm eventually going to want to put the console and all that in here, but I guess I can rearrange that stuff when I get there. So let's go with put this up here. All right. All right. Now we've got no power currently, so let's go with portable generator here. We'll go ahead and set that up. This will be a way for us to actually get our power going. Alright, now let's get this on here. Alright, let's get it tied into the power here. Need cutters. This will actually let us get some stuff going on here early on till we get coal and everything set up. But for right now, let's go ahead and we'll get that stuff set up here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get these here. We got nothing going on there too much right now. Now, in order to get these off of here, you need to use a wrench. Make sure you don't have it land on you. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and get this in the door over here. Might have to back in. Q to drop it. Go ahead and get the next ones. Come on. Get up there. Now, it's not as big of a deal on the moon, but when you're actually on some of these other planets, they get storms and so forth. Whoop. Got that stuck. There we go. Anyway, as I was saying, on some of these planets you get storms. And so if we get a storm, theoretically it could destroy your lander here, which means that anything that's still on it will be gone. So you want to make sure you get everything off as soon as possible. So that's why I always usually take the first few minutes, and that's all I do is just build a base real quick and then get everything out. Don't forget your As you can tell, it starts to get pretty crowded in here pretty quickly. Alright, so that should be all of the cargo containers. And let's go ahead and get the water and the oxygen. Okay, we'll just set that there for now. Alright, moving along here. Get the oxygen. Gonna need that until we actually start getting our own oxygen. Alright, and then we want to have, there we go. Don't forget your fuel here. Now, you may or may not want to put your fuel inside. I'm going to initially start with putting it inside, just because I don't have anything set up out here yet. And eventually I'll move it outside as well. Alright, let's go. That should be everything. I would go ahead and leave this thing here, just because it ends up making a nice little point of view for like when you get lost and so forth. Alright, so we've got food, water, or crap bag, food, and water. Alright, let's see. We want survival supplies, we'll put there for now. Right there. Hydroponics we're not going to need right away, so we'll put that over here in the corner. Airlock as well, we're probably not going to need it too much right now. Careful, they don't like be together too much. Alright, so now that I've got that done, let's go ahead and grab some more frames, make myself a little more room out here. And then we'll get kind of throwing frames down for now. Alright. Oop, about to go down the road there. Alright, now let's go ahead and grab some more sheets here. We'll go ahead and get these ones out front here welded up. This is going to give us a base of operations to actually put our furnace up. Alright, so there's that. Alright, so we've got that and that. So we've got our furnace here. Let's go ahead and set it up, say right here. And then we'll go ahead and set up the set that up here. That way we can use it. Alright, so in order to finish these off, we will need, well, we don't need glass. We will need iron sheets and plastic sheets. So let's see, iron sheet. And I think we need cable. And then we need and then a screwdriver. Alright, so now we've got that taken care of. Alright. Survival supplies, we've actually got one in particular we're looking for is, where's it at? There it is. We want to actually So we don't need this right now. We use this one in the meantime. We don't need that currently. We'll take this. And then we'll go ahead and drop that here. We'll grab the mining belt, the other mining belt. And we'll actually grab these charges to go with it. Alright, now we will take that battery out of there though and put it in here. Alright, so now we are ready to do some mining. Let me go ahead and change that battery out. Alright, so now we've also should have somewhere around here I believe we should have a tracking beacon. Alright, so that comes in play because we're going to actually take our tablet here. We're going to put the tracker in it. And now you can actually see when I actually do that, it shows me where it is. So that way I can find my way back to my base. Go ahead and shut that for now. Let's go ahead and... yeah, we don't really have power yet. It's coming up though, so that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can find some coal and some materials. We need at least a stack of iron and probably a stack of at least 20 gold and another stack of copper as well. So let's go ahead and switch out here to our mining. Don't turn it on until you need to. Alright, and let's try to avoid using the battery if we don't have to. Alright. I thought it'd be pretty easy to find some iron and some copper here, so I didn't actually bother worrying about the thing real quick here. Ooh, apparently we already lost our power. Alright, well we got copper here, so let's go ahead and grab that. Notice I get a little coloration depending on, that can help you find where it's at. A lot of times people say don't worry about grabbing all of it on the first time or two through, but I want to actually run it dry. I've got the room in the bag, so I might as well. Alright, and then I can just use the mining head to get myself out. Alright, pretty fortunate we're finding gold here too, real quick. So let's go ahead and get that out as well. Take all of this back there and smelt it, and hopefully our batteries will be good and charged. If not, we'll run the portable generator on. Alright, let's go ahead and get some gold here. And we still need to find some iron. Probably wouldn't hurt to find some silicon too, but that's not really pressing right now. You also have to be careful on some of the planets because they have pressure. So for instance, Venus, for example, if you're actually using the mining, when you're mining there, the pressure will actually throw you against a wall from the pressure. So just keep that in mind. Like it. Good thing about not having a lot of gravity here. Alright, let's see if we can find some coal and some iron. That looks like some coal there, so let's go ahead and make room here real quick. We'll put this stuff in here. Actually, let's do this. Let's make things go boom. Let's just find the right where it's at. Alright. Let's get... and then we want one. Split one. We'll right click and hold it to arm it, and then we'll get the heck out of this hole. hopefully we'll go back and collect it all. Well, that wasn't very much at all. That was kind of lame, actually. Alright, well, let's go back to mining, I guess. It can come in handy when you're actually doing gold, because gold takes a lot. It's the slowest to mine. But we'll get this set up, because then we can get a solids generator running, and that'll actually provide quite a bit of power, too. We'll also need coal in order to make steel with iron, but we'll have to get a furnace set up for that first. Well, the basic furnace. So it takes 150 iron and 50 coal to make, and it'll make 200 steel. So that's what we want to do, because then we can make a battery, and then we can set up to actually power the battery. And that'll actually help power-wise drastically. Alright, let's find some iron here. Unfortunately, we did find some iron. Right there. I would prefer about 4 or 5 stacks of iron, but we'll see what we get here. Once I get down to where it's low enough, I'll have to go. We'll actually want to get some oxygen too, so we can actually close in our base. Fortunately, we got a vacuum on the moon, so it's not an issue. Alright, let's get up out of here and see if we can find some more iron. We'll actually want some oxide as well. What we got over here? We've got... Alright, so we got some more copper and iron. Alright, so we got some more copper here too. Let's go ahead and get this. We'll get the gold later. Alright. Then we're gonna have to run back and get drink and eat real quick. We'll go ahead and fill up here on this, and then we'll go back. I want to get as much iron as I can. Looks like I'm full. Alright, well, let's go ahead and that's gold. We don't need gold, that much gold yet. Alright, let's go back to the base here. See, that's why I said leave that out, because that way you can see it in the distance and it's easy to get there. It's easier to find your base, especially in the light. Let's go ahead and grab some oxide. You can get enough to actually make our base breathable already. That'd be great. Alright, well, we're not going to have room for that. We're about out of space here, so that will actually melt if you're not careful, so we're going to go ahead and... Alright, let's go back to the base now. Alright, so we've got... Alright, so batteries are both charged. Let's see what we've got. Let's go ahead and put this in here. Alright, we don't need those there, so we'll go ahead and do that. so we got nothing here right now, so we will open up our... Open this up. That'll give us some oxygen in here. And then we will actually take some oxygen. It's probably not going to be enough for us to actually breathe, but at least we won't be breathing vacuum. Alright, check off our little boxes here. Alright, so we're sitting at 33. Let's see what we can do here. Let's see if that's enough. So we'll go ahead and open my helmet. So I'll unlock it first. And once you unlock it, you can just hit I. Well, look at that, I can breathe. So we'll go ahead and eat and drink. We'll eat first. Alright, sorry about that. A little interruption. Kid got the ride mower stuck when he was mowing the grass. So now that that's resolved. Alright, so we've actually got water, we've got food. Let's go ahead and see where we're at now. So we currently have this over here. Let's go with... I want to actually go... I want to get some separate power in here. There we go. Alright, so there's that one. Alright, and then we can actually put this battery in here. And now they'll both charge in there. We can actually take our... we don't need to charge that battery. Alright, so we've actually got our ores here. Plus an extra one there. So we'll need to actually set up a way to open this door without... Alright, so we need a way to open the door without actually letting all our oxygen out. So let's go ahead and set that up real quick. Unfortunately, we only need one because there's no oxygen or atmosphere outside the base. So with that done, let's go ahead and grab the electric here. Cables. Alright, we've got a solids generator. We'll set that up outside as well. Alright, now let's get power here. Actually, let's just go ahead and set up the rest of this stuff as well. Just so it's up. So we'll go ahead and set a console there. Go ahead and set the gas sensor there. We're not going to use it yet, but this way it'll be there when we need it. I'm not doing it right now because that way it will be... we can actually take this one into the mail. There we go. Anyway, I'm not doing it just yet because I don't want to... I don't want to have the power running like that. So for right now, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to take and we're going to power the vent so we can open the door when we need to and close it. Actually, let's do this with a little foresight here. This way it's already ready to go when we need it. doing it like this because this will be where the doors go. There we go. Alright, so now we've got that there. We don't need this on us right now. Actually, we'll use that here in a minute when we actually put the solids generator up. Alright, so as you can actually see here, this one says inward, and that says outward. So if you watch on the right there underneath where it says room, you'll see the actual air pressure.
Low pressure.
Whoop.
Oxygen critical.
Yeah, put your mask back on. Close your helmet.
Temperature critical.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so now we're actually able to go back outside here. And we'll go ahead and set up a solids generator out here. And then go ahead and tie it in. Now, we're not going to be able to get full use out of it right now. We won't be able to get full use out of it yet because we don't have a battery set up. But hopefully we'll get that fixed here soon, in which case we'll actually need better cables as well. Alright, so there's that. The idea is to use as little power as possible when you're starting like this. However, we're not going to be able to get away without using too much power, so it is what it is. Alright, now let's go. We're actually going to take and set you remember we actually had a that's the charge. There's the control. We want this one. We don't really need the communication port yet. You'll notice it actually says that's a data port or connection for data. There's your power. So in this one we don't really need it. But let's go ahead and get some ore processing here. Ooh, guess I want the other side. Nope, actually let's not, because we haven't hooked it up yet. Let's go hook it up. Alright, now we've got the door shut, and we can just go in. Alright, so now we've got there we go. We actually made something else happy apparently. Basic power setup, there you go. Alright, so now we've got that. Don't forget to actually put your air back in there. Alright. Now we can. Alright, so we're still good there. Let's go ahead and get some iron going. Actually, what I'm gonna do is, since I have 17 coal, we're going to actually use that to kind of keep the batteries from dying overnight. I'll keep the rest so I can make steel, but we'll keep that going for now. So we need at least one stack of iron, and then we need some copper, and we need gold, so we can actually make the other devices that we need. Up here, switch those. Alright, so there we got some iron. Let's go ahead and throw that in there and go ahead and get some copper going. Gold is going to take a little bit. We'll go ahead and let that generator run until it runs out of coal. I'm not going to worry about it this early on. And we'll have to go get some oxygen in our tank here soon. Alright, we already run out of, yep, we already run out of coal. But we got the batteries charged up, so that's what matters. Alright, so as we look on here, we're going to need, let's see, we'll need an electronics printer, so we'll need 2 gold, 10 copper, 20 iron, and we'll need the hydraulic
Power low.
pipe bender, and it takes the same. And then we'll actually have a tool manufactory as well, so we'll need more iron. Alright, battery low, so let's go ahead and change that out. Go ahead and start the generator, or this one. That'll actually charge it, keep it going. I don't want to use any more coal when I have to, so. Alright, while we're waiting on that, actually we can do some other stuff while we're waiting on that. I'm going to rethink the way I'm actually planning on doing this. So let's go ahead and grab some frames. I think we have a few left. No, we don't. There we go. Wait, yeah, we do. We got some frames there. We got some iron sheets there. Alright. And I'll pick up some of the other frames that I put down. Probably should get oxygen while I was in there. Oh well, we'll get it later. Alright, let's do this. Let's go back here. Yeah, we don't need to be over there, I guess. Alright, let's go. So there's the door. Let's go out here. Alright, so now we got some copper as well. Now let's go ahead and get some gold. For the gold, I think we'll actually take the smaller of the 2 stacks for now. So we want to get a, there we go. We want to get a, what do you want to call it? Quick here. We want to get the regular furnace set up as soon as we can, because that'll make actually smelting ore a lot quicker. But in order to do that, we need to get other stuff done first. Alright, let's see. Go ahead and keep this coal back for now. Actually, we'll go ahead and keep some of this iron back for now too. So that is our steel right there. Alright. You saw that little flame up, it's because we've actually got fumes and stuff coming off of the you notice we've got oxygen and everything else coming off here right now, because that's what's actually coming out of this. And then if we actually turn this on, when it starts running, you'll notice we actually have flammables. So we'll go ahead and get this gold done. We don't need this one here. Let's go ahead and take this one down. Go ahead and take these two down. We don't need those right now. What we do need is enough room out here. We can get that isolator. So. We'll just want to remember that ice is there because we'll need water later, so that'll come in handy. Nice thing about the moon is you can actually get ice here for water, whereas on some of the other places you can't. For instance, Venus and Vulcan, there is no ices, so you're just kind of out of luck. Alright, so we're almost done here with this gold. The reason I did what I did there was because I'm going to go ahead and take and put my manufactories here. Once I get them made. Alright, so right now we're just waiting for this gold. Once it's done, we'll throw it in there, and then we'll go ahead and get... We should be getting charging going right now, so let me go ahead and throw my battery on here to charge while the sun's up. We'll actually see about making some more panels and so forth too. Some more solar panels. Solar actually works pretty good here on the moon. It actually works pretty good on Venus and Vulcan and some of the other ones, although wind works better on Venus and Vulcan. Actually, I should have left one of those there. Okay, anyway. Let's see, frame. Actually, you know what? We don't need that. Alright, let's go with the hydraulic pipe bender. We'll go ahead and get that made. And we'll go ahead and get some of this other stuff done up while we're waiting. But we want to get all the printers made, because that way we can start making some of the other stuff we need. And then we can also make mining bags that are bigger so that we can actually carry more ore when we go out to mine. So this will actually take a bit. Let's see. Let's go ahead, while that's being made, let's go ahead and get some oxygen here. What do we got in here for? Yeah, we don't want that in here. Let's go ahead and... Alright, that's done. We'll go ahead and look at that, let that pollutant get out. We don't want that in the base. Alright, now we can actually... shut this off for a minute. Let's go ahead and get the oxygen tank here where we can see it. There we go. This is the area right here where you want. Put it in there, you can fill your tank. And then we'll actually take here and we'll empty this in here. Don't want to waste anything. Alright, that puts us about 33 kPa in here. We actually want to get up to about 60 or 70, but we want to mix in some nitrogen and so forth with it as well. Alright, let's go check. Actually, let's go ahead and eat and drink while we're in here too. At least finish off what we got here. Alright. We don't need that. Actually... Just another water bottle here. We want to keep that water bottle. Just We're going to use that to fill up later. Alright, there's that. Let's go ahead and turn our filter back on. And close this. We've actually got our little bag, or our little bathroom thing talking, like we're going to need to go to the bathroom soon. We'll let that run for a little while, see if maybe we can get some plumbing set up ahead of that. Alright, so we've almost got the hydraulic fender up. We'll have to get some plastic sheets out for it as well. We'll go ahead and start the electro print going. The electronics printer, we'll get it going. We'll go ahead and set this one up right there. Go ahead and move that one over there later. Let's go ahead and grab the sheets here that we need, plastic sheets. Alright, so we'll need that made. Go ahead and cycle to the next thing so that way it stops printing as soon as it's done. Alright, let's go ahead and get some more iron going here because we're going to need a lot of it. Alright, looks like we're using power now, so we'll probably need to charge at some point. I'm going to try to save the coal so I can actually charge up a battery once I get it situated. Alright, there's our electronics printer. Now let's do the tool manufactory. Electronics printer set up here as well. Same thing as before. Gonna need to those two. We got some more iron here. But just don't leave it laying around because on some of the planets where it storms, you'll lose it. And once we get the battery set up, then we can actually use set up the hydroponics, get stuff growing. Alright, so go ahead and get this set up and then we'll probably call it for the day not too long after this. And then we'll pick up on the next one. Try to keep these to about an hour or so. Alright, let's go ahead and stop that for now. Let's go ahead and get this printer set up here. Probably want to add some more frames. That way we're not throwing our stuff off the side of the thing here. Alright, and let's go ahead and go ahead and throw these in here for now. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. Throw that in there. And we'll go ahead and pull this down, move it. Alright, so let's see, we need that. We need an angle grinder. We need wire cutters. And we need a angle grinder again. And then we need, I believe it's a wrench. There we go. Alright, now let's get this one set up over here. And then we'll do it through the same process. We'll get it set back up here. Alright, there we go. So now we've got that. We'll go ahead and get some power over here. We'll go ahead and leave the we'll go ahead and leave that there. We'll go ahead and take this out a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get something else cooking here. Alright, we're still good power-wise, I guess. So, we'll let it run. Let's see. See if we can get over here before we run out of power. Run out of batteries, wires. We can make wires in the... It's not ideal, but... Let's see, maybe we can actually reach it. It'll be close. Oh, look at that. We got it. There we go. Alright, now we can actually power this up. We can actually make some more cable. So we can finish hooking up the tool manufactory. Go ahead and get some cables going here. I'm basically just catching them as they're coming off here because I don't really want to chase them. Alright, we'll call it good there. Now it goes 20. Alright. Let's see, we got copper cooking. Let's go ahead and get this out of here. Put that in there. Turn that off. And we'll go ahead and we'll make some more frames. Just so we can not throw our stuff off the side here. So we'll need what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, it's 7 at least. No one needs some steel sheets, some iron sheets to go with it. And we'll go ahead and make 10 here. Alright, and we'll go ahead and make some sheets. We'll just make like 10 or 20. That's alright. Alright, now let's go ahead and get let's get these up here. Throw these in here. And actually, let's go ahead and throw more back over here. I'll set up to do our. We'll set up to do our forge or refinery over there. Alright, let's see what we've got there. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go ahead and make some more iron. Because we're going to need to make a furnace. Thought it was in here. Maybe not. It's over here. Apparently we never finished this. Okay, where is my furnace? Forget where it is. Not there. Let's see. Furnace right there. Did I just not spell it right or what? Go ahead and get the furnace set up, and that'll actually, we'll go get some volatiles and some oxygen, some oxide, and then we'll be able to actually do that. Probably check the power. Actually, let's just go ahead and start the power up. I know it's probably getting low. All the manufacturing we're doing. I'm gonna try to accelerate it a little bit here and make sure we get a bathroom set up so that the bags you can go in to defecate are not recyclable or anything like that. But if you actually use the toilet, and you can actually clean the water, reuse it. Sounds kind of gross, but whatever. It's a game mechanic. Alright, so now we've got the furnace. Let's go ahead and set it up here. Alright, so you'll see how we want Alright, so that'll work. We'll do that. Alright, now we need welding torch. There, now the furnace is made. Alright, so now we'll have to collect some stuff for that. We'll go ahead and get the last of this copper done up. And get some more gold going. Alright, we've got the sun coming up, so we should be able to turn that off. Alright, that's done. Let's go ahead and get this. Alright, and then we've got our iron and coal for steel. Alright, let's see. Now we want we're going to need a valve to start out so we can get this going. Fortunately, we have volatiles and so forth right near us, so alright, so let's see, here is the output, so let's go right here, and then we'll actually make it so that it's like that. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure we got anything in here with us. Alright, let's go ahead and put these plastic sheets in here. Like that. We'll need those right now. We will need these. And we'll need a cowl. I don't think we have one in here though. Alright, so we don't have that. Alright, so we're going to go
Power low.
we want to get this way up in the air. Away from us. Alright, let's go ahead and get our power, get our battery changed out. Alright, so there's that. We need a cowl. That should get high enough so it doesn't actually affect us as much. Alright, let's go ahead and get some, make a couple more frames. Go ahead and make us 3 more frames just so we. I probably should have kept those sheets out here. Oh well. Alright, let's go here. Sheets out of here. Yeah, 3 sheets, just enough. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Basically, I'm just doing this so I don't have to chase stuff down. Alright, let's go ahead and get some of this volatiles. Ooh, actually, I'll bring my tape so I don't forget it. Alright, let's see. We actually have some volatiles over here. We'll go grab those first. So we'll get us some more oxygen and some volatiles, then we'll go ahead and make some steel. And we can actually get some more habitat, or some more atmosphere in our... Okay, is that all I'm getting for that? That's kind of jacked. Alright, let's get some volatiles here. There's some more oxygen. That'll work. Normally I would worry about grabbing so much of this right off the bat, but I'm going to make some mining bags here soon anyway, so it's not like it'll matter. We'll grab all the volatiles we can for now. Alright, so there's that. We'll need some more oxygen, or oxide. It is not being real forthcoming with the oxide. There we go. I think I hit a vein now. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I did. Okay, well, that's enough to get us started. Alright, so the gold is good. Alright, let's go ahead and... It's kind of sunny out, so it may not work as well. But prep these. Alright, let's go ahead and get our iron and get it in there. And if we have to, we'll add some more. You want that somewhere. Alright, so we need at least, I believe, 900, so... Yeah, we'll probably need a little more. We still got both oxygen and the other ones in there. Oh, keep climbing. There we go. And now we got steel. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and let that vent out just because we don't need it. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to make ourselves a battery. This will actually allow us to charge up the battery. This will allow us to charge up the battery so we don't have to worry about the generators as much. Go ahead and clear this stuff out. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. I like to leave those up just so I have an idea of what I got to do still. Just so I don't get lost. We're running a little over the hour here, but that will make me a light for inside to have too, so I've got one. Alright, so just about done with this. We'll still need to make some steel sheets for the battery. Then we'll figure out where we want to put it. And then we'll probably have to see about making some solar panels to charge it. Alright, so there's the battery. And let's go ahead and get the iron here, or the steel rather. Go down here. Go ahead and have it make some steel sheets. Go ahead and put these back. Go ahead and get them making cables. We need heavy cables for this. We also need a transformer. I think that's all I need for. I think that's all we need for. Alright, let's go with this. Let's put the battery. Actually, let's do. Actually, we can get rid of this portable generator now. Well, we don't need to get rid of it. We can move it. Let's move it over here for now. We'll go ahead and pick this up as well. Alright, let's see. 20 should get us. 20 should get us going. I'm going to go ahead and throw them in here for now. Go ahead and pick this up. Alright. Now let's go ahead and get our battery here. Alright, there's the battery. Let's go ahead and get our cables here, get us hooked up. Alright, now let's go ahead and get there we go. We'll go ahead and get that going. Go ahead and get this, set it up right here. Just in case we need it. We'll go ahead and throw the cables here for that as well. And once we got that charged, we'll go ahead and get this solar panel hooked up as well. So it looks like we'll need some more cables. Let's go ahead and get those going. We'll go ahead and hook up the cables. And we'll go ahead and get a transformer made as well. Alright, that battery's getting kind of low. Yeah, 70's good. It'll charge up fast enough once I actually get it. Once we get it going there, it'll charge up fast enough. Alright, let's go ahead and get some of these. And of course, it's not going to let me do that. Alright, let's see. Alright, we're going to have to take this door off so we can get to the cable. Alright, let's see. Alright, there's that. Let's go ahead and get these. Oops. Almost forgot. That's probably enough of those. Alright, let's go bring a transformer. Oop, we need iron. Alright, battery's charged, so let's go ahead and shut this off.
Hydration critical.
And we'll see if we can get this done enough to get in there and get in the building.
Hey, Dad.
What?
The yard work is finished. I'm gonna go do the cans and all that now.
Alright.
I don't know if you noticed, Mother's on her way.
What's that?
Mother's on her way. Yeah.
No, I didn't notice, but thank you.
She texted the group chat. I wasn't sure. If you saw
Yep,
it.
thank you. This is why I usually record when everybody's gone. Alright, so let's get this. There we go. Alright, now let's get that closed. Get in here. Alright, now we can actually have some oxygen we can throw down in here as well. Alright. Let's go ahead and this, set it there. Go ahead and take this down real quick. Set it there. Let's go ahead and get this transformer set up. Alright. Now, got that done. Got to not get it in there. Oh, duh. I haven't turned it on yet. Alright, now let's get this out. Use that to set it. I'm going to set it for 4900. And then we'll turn it on. There we go. And now we've got power. Alright, so now we'll take and we'll do with that battery. There it is. There, that'll get it charged up. And then I'll make a light in here at some point. Alright, so let's see. We've got this battery's already charged up, so let's go ahead
Power low.
Alright, now let's get a drink here. And food. And unfortunately, I have a feeling we're going to have to use one of the little bags here at some point, because, yeah. Alright, so that one is done. Alright, let's do this. Get some of this stuff off the floor, if nothing else. Let's see, let's go ahead and get the rest of this stuff out of here. That, and we got the container mounts, which we don't really want. Alright. Put this where we can see it so we can use it. Alright, and then all we've got left is the greenhouse stuff. So, it'll survive. That gives us a little bit of space. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's go ahead and fill up the oxygen tank real quick.
Air tank critical.
Alright. Looks like it's daylight outside. So let's go ahead and we'll actually put these in here. We don't need them just yet. Don't need that just yet. Alright, let's go out here. Alright, let's go to the electrical printer. Do I need this right now? Probably not, but that's okay. Alright, let's see. Solar. Alright, we actually have what we need to make a couple of those, so we can make 2 of those panels. We can only make 2 of them anyway, so. We need these cables. So, grab those. Let's see. Here we go. Alright. There we go. We got light. Alright, well, I think with that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and check the solar panels out here. Should be at least one of them made. Alright, let's go ahead and grab the glass, because we're going to need glass. Alright, so let's go ahead and put some stuff in here right now, just so we have some room to work. We'll need glass. Right now we don't have a lot going on as far as power goes, so realistically the solar panels might be enough to make some more heavy cable too while we're at it. And then I'll have to go get some more gold, so I'll go mining and so forth between episodes. And then the next one we'll need to set up we'll have to get the stuff we need to actually upgrade the printers. And then we'll need to so we'll have to upgrade the printers, and then we'll have to make some of the higher alloys. And then we'll have to set up a tracking circuit for the solar. I'll probably get rid of the small solar since we probably won't need it, but alright, we'll just go ahead and make up the rest of this copper. And then we'll have to go running for other stuff. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let that go. So let's go ahead and put this up here. We don't need this open. Let's go ahead and pick this one up. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. I like to do the separate ones, personally. Alright, and then we need... Alright, so there's those. We'll need to get them fixed, so that they actually have alright. Let's go back inside here. Alright, and I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there for tonight. We'll pick up, I'll get some mining and stuff done, and we'll pick up with what's next. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Otherwise, I will get this posted and we'll go from there. This is the longest one. After this, it should be a little quicker for each one.